you're doing like a sex scene and the entire room is 360, you're turning the camera around, all of a sudden you're like, the camera's on the wrong parts that are not in your writer and your contract.
Who was holding the camera during those?
Well, actually, mostly, yeah, that's right. You were operating most of the time there. Yeah. That's actually my favorite part of the movie. Most disturbing part is when they both turn around and look at. Yeah, it's just like, whoa. It's not even about the moment. It's about the idea of the moment being mediated. So it's just like disturbing.
Bring up a good point there about the exhibitionism of almost this, the internet generation and the way that these two, obviously extreme examples, but I'm just in fear for my younger relatives and nieces.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Anyone who has kids who sees it is like, oh my God, what's going to happen to them? I don't know. I think that for as much bad as it generates good. So it's just about we just haven't figured out how we fit into this situation, which is what this movie is all about, really. Like, how does this character understand her sense of self and identity in a world where she's able to create a kind of a secondary character that lives in the other world, and what happens when that conception, King Kelly, meets real Kelly in that bedroom. It's kind of like, you got to face facts, which has been a problem for people and for this country recently, I think. So.
And that seemed like that was the only time where she did face this real, she created this other character and now she had to face the real, and you saw that.
Yeah, that whole thing that happens with him, like taking the pen, suck my dick, that whole thing, it's like, that's really, that's when she has to reckon with, it's when the thing that was here suddenly has to be here. And that if the two don't jive, bad situation.
How did you reconcile that as writers or as watching the film? I don't know if I've reconciled it yet.
You mean, what do you mean?
Well, just between this character that she has portrayed herself on screen, this other reality, and now she has to deal with the real. Doesn't seem like she settled into the real.
No, and I actually think what she did is she used the camera as a shield, right? So before she basically, I feel like she might have gotten raped in a way there, like kind of like, I don't know, but I think by taking the camera back, she reclaimed some kind of agency, and then actually made it kind of, she turned back into King Kelly to deal with it. I think that's sort of how I saw it anyway.
We have the expert here.
The camera is her power and her obsession, and what I could connect to, or what I love about Kelly, is that, like, even in the end, she's holding on to that power, that it's her will and strength to, like, actually still be filming herself. I admire that, and I think she is this really complex character, and she's freaking, she's a king, and she rules, and she walks all over people, and I don't walk all over people at all in my real life, so it was super fun to do that. And she's a schemer like Cartman, but and I never actually saw a lot of South Park, and Andrew turned me on to the Cartman episodes, and I loved him. But in the end, she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't, and she's just lost in that, in her obsession, and I just think it's a really good comment on, like, who are we in this world today of iPhone, iPad, and Facebook, and but there's Kelly in all of us. Whenever we send a tweet or whenever we update our status, it's that immediate satisfaction, and it's that immediate satisfaction that connects us all. So it's like, I think it's a brilliant movie, and I'm so glad I did it, and I'm so glad I committed fully to it.
A couple other questions, sir?
I was wondering if you talked about the editing process when there are two cameras rolling, because Jordan's camera added sort of objectivity to the scene, and sort of how you chose that. Did you find that in the editing? I was a nice touch because we got to see Kelly from a different point of view.
Yeah, the editor Brad Turner, who actually edited, that was the last movie he edited with us, was dark on. But I think, you know, the way Ethan and I thought about it was that Jordan's camera was kind of the A cam, because we had to be watching Kelly a lot, and she shot herself a lot, but we had to be watching that. So I think we kept that camera a little bit more stable. And Libby was incredibly stable. So stable that in fact we had to be like, yo, you're a little too stable. She was like a human steady cam. And yeah, and so what we did is, I mean, we always, actually what we would do is we would shoot one take where we were like, okay, the important camera is going to be this camera, and then we'd switch it around, and we'd put the iPhone in the other thing, and we'd speed on the iPhone. And then sometimes we were speeding on this other camera, which is the $200 ELF camera, but it's gyroscopically stabilized. There's T-Mobile gyro in it, which Ethan found. So yeah, you know, we just tried to shoot, like, to cover our ass. We try to shoot from both ways with the ELF, but we'd speed on the iPhone. So there's a lot of iPhone in it, and there's a lot of ELF in it too. So I don't know if that answers your question, but in editing, you know, we were always we usually knew which camera we were going to want to be with, but we'd speed on the other one anyway. That makes sense? Yeah. Anyone else?
Do you guys have any? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, was it pretty quick to shoot the film? I mean, does it require a lot of intense lighting? I mean, or was this actually pretty speedy?
No, actually, I mean, the setups were fast, but what Ethan did was he, we wanted it to look unlit, but to make it look unlit but read, you have to light it. So we had we had quick lighting setups, but they were very specific to making it look that way. Yeah.
Oh, I just want to, this isn't a real question. I just really like Jordan's character as a nice compliment to the character. I think
Yeah.
it was really lovely.
Yeah, it was like we thought of her as a foil, because we figured Kelly, you know, is sort of a monster, so we have to like set something up against that. I like Kelly a lot myself, but I'd hang out with her. Yeah, well. Yeah.
You guys have any questions? Any actors have any questions for the audience, or anybody? Any last? Yep.
I thought it was interesting ending it where you did, where she didn't meet with the fallout from the gangster getting the drugs back, or the fallout with her family. Did you ever think about going further, or why did you decide to end where you did?
Yeah, it was a big controversy, and I'll let you talk about that too. But the point is that she never really interfaces with reality entirely, right? She doesn't. I mean, the fact that she's looking at a post of herself from earlier in the day when a dude just got shot is kind of the point. And I think really one of the consequences of all this stuff that we're playing with is that we don't. You know, it's sort of like. It's almost like consequences don't really exist. You know what I mean? It's like, or maybe they do, or maybe we know they do, but we don't even care anymore sometimes. So we're so self-obsessed, we're so narcissistic now as a culture and as individuals that we're just staring into that pool all the time. And so even though this crap is going on around us, either globally or individually, we don't even look out of it. It's just about going back to me. And I don't know if you just look at popular, you know, sort of advertising, you know, the iPhone, this, my playlist, me. It's fucking crazy. It's out of control. I mean, I think it's really out of control. Start looking at some of the advertising campaigns around. I mean, they're just, it's insane. We're being told that we are the center of the universe all the time. And yet, in fact, we're becoming more homogeneous. And so that's kind of this weird tragedy. And this paradox that I don't really get. Actually, I don't understand it. I wish I understood it, because, I don't know, it's really strange. Like, from an anthropological point of view, it's very bizarre. I feel like we're trying to do two things at once and we don't know what we're doing. Anyway, I don't know. So the ending was like, it was this complicated thing, but also those last two lines were yours, so maybe you could talk about those.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was thinking about the scene, and what Kelly would actually do there, what she would really want to say there. And it's like not really facing reality. She doesn't make a change really, but she's like lost in that power, but she's still filming herself, and so she's I'm King Kelly, bitches, and I'm gonna show you all.
I mean, the fact that you said King Kelly is
Yeah.
I'm not Kelly, I'm King Kelly.
Right,
So it's like
right,
you're still in this kind
right.
of ethereal state, like lost identity or something.
Yeah, and I think she's like, I'm gonna expose myself on the internet and feast your eyes, and it's this extreme. It's again, it's like this shocking stuff that's on the internet that you can just go and look at. It was exhilarating to be a part of that shock factor. Yeah.
It's interesting too, we bring up, oh, go ahead.
I just want to say that I was really moved by your final performance and just the way that the characters kind of tugged into reality by these emotions start to arise, but then she again raises the shield, which is the iPhone, and I felt like that just wrapped up the movie so well for me. So,
Yeah, I mean, she's this extreme character, and for me it was interesting to discover the moments where you see the real Kelly, because I didn't really know until I was actually doing it, I mean, I kind of had an idea, but, and yeah, it's crazy. It's a trip. It's a ride.
I mean, I think a lot of people actually, we went through this, a lot of people were like, she's got to figure something out about herself, and I was like, fuck that. I was like, that's not what's going on. Okay, we're not figuring stuff out about ourselves. That's the problem, is that we don't even like get it. We're like doing all this crap with our phone, we're staring at ourselves all the time, and it's like this narcissistic nightmare, and we're not figuring anything out. So what is it? No, that's not it. That's not the point. And so I got really aggravated by that discussion because I just felt like it insulted the entire effort, which was to present a problem that is supposed to be thought about, not to present it like they learned something, life gets better, or whatever. It's just like I'm so sick of that shit.
No, I think that's very accurate too. When you think of the definition of tragedy, they don't learn.
Yeah, that's right. Well put. Yeah,
They don't learn.
That's good.
It's,
point.
it's not a comedy. Comedy, you learn. You have this flaw, and you kind of learn something through this paradoxical way in a comedy, and then you learn and you go forward. But tragedy, you don't learn.
Right.
That's why it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point.
you have any further questions? I could stay for longer. I don't know if we have. Oh, you're shaking your head, so that's our manager. How much more time do we have?
Fast at 5.
Sorry?
5 minutes fast.
Oh, 5 minutes past. So that means I should have wrapped up at 5 minutes ago. All right. Thank you.
Thanks
very
everyone
much.
for coming.